everybody. My name is David. I'm a co-play frontier from the Genesis group. I just want to give a market update. So, Bitcoin is on a roll. There are a couple reasons. One, Binance actually put in like $1 billion into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance Coin. And that's right. If you see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance coins, I mean, they've been making these huge moves. Okay, you're wondering, what is this guy talking about? Well, I don't know if it's gonna even show up, but there you go. Here. Oh no, this is November. I guess it's not. Here, it says Binance launches 1 billion raise for crypto recovery fund. Well, there's some kind of issue going on with that, and so what Binance did is they put that $1 billion and bought up mostly 3 cryptos: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance, BNB. And on top of that, right now, like you look at silver. Silver had a big jump up. Gold had a big jump up because of all these, bank failures, foreclosures, this, that, and the fourth. First Republic Bank looking suspects. The main bank for Switzerland, Credit Suisse, is looking suspect. And so what are people doing? They're going into safety. And so you see this move up on gold and silver because they're afraid of the banks. All right, this is a 5-year chart, but let's look at even silver in the quarterly. Now, silver doesn't, later when silver does make its big move up like gold, then it's like gold on steroids. But silver is an industrial metal, so it doesn't always move up like gold, but when it does move, it moves, And so you can see, you see this huge run up recently for gold and silver. Why do they have this run up recently? It's because people don't trust the banks, right? You're at like whatever, you're under, under $20, and boom, you're already at 22, right? And so that's what you're seeing at Bitcoin. You're seeing a run up on Bitcoin. The only thing is, this is a huge major run up. Okay, this is like parabolic moves. When this thing drops, I expect it to drop pretty hard. What do I think will be some of the price range? Like here, if you look at Bitcoin, there's a CME gap, around whatever, like 27,000 something, up to like maybe even, I don't even know what that price range is, but over 29,000, I guess. So yeah, I imagine Bitcoin is going to move up and fill in that CME gap. Okay, it's like a magnet. It draws the prices up towards it. But there's also a CME gap underneath $20,000 or underneath 21,000. So I do expect Bitcoin to go back down and fill in that CME gap as well. And I did say the higher Bitcoin goes up, the higher the chance is that 15,500 was his all-time bottom. And now I feel that, yeah, chances are maybe that 15,500 is his all-time bottom. However, I told you I have buy orders already down to 12,000. And so I don't plan on getting rid of those buy orders. I'll just wait it out. And see how it goes, But yeah, that's what it looks like. So right now, for me personally, I don't see this as a buying opportunity. For me, if anything, I'm gonna wait till it goes back down to pull back. Hopefully, fill in the CME gap. You see how the CME gap right there, but it got filled with that long red candle, red bar. Yeah, you have enough CME gap on the bottom. I imagine it's gonna come back down, and it's gonna fill it. And so that's really what I'm waiting on. I did put in an order for KOK, to be honest, because if you look at KOK, the last 5 candles. You have one green candle, but look at the 4 red candles. Or just look at the price movement of KOK, okay? Is a lagger, is delayed. But now let's look at BTC. Look at the last, like, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's look at the last 8 candles of Bitcoin. Parabolic move. SHIB. Okay, you had a big drop, but still, nice move up. Ethereum, nice. Whatever this is, nice. KuCoin, nice. HBAR, drop but pull back, but still, is up, Algo, okay. These are smaller, weaker coins, but look, Link looking good. EOS looking good. And then let's go back to KOK. Wasn't looking good. But now I expect that, over the weekend, KOK might have a move, and that being the case, and then I still think Bitcoin still has some room to move up and to fill in the CME gap. And so, it gives KuCoin some time to catch up. And so, yeah, when KuCoin, I expect it's going to pump up. I don't know if it's going to be like one of these big wicks, big candles, like it just pops up and then you have a big wick down, like this green candle here. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I think, yeah, KuCoin is going to have a pump. I don't know how big it's going to be. So I did put in a position in KuCoin. I didn't buy into anything else, to be honest. Maybe it could go up to 32,000. I don't know, but honestly, I think it'll eventually fill in that gap underneath $21,000, and so it's gonna pull back, and we'll see how it moves from there. This banking situation is not over, and I don't think they could save everyone. All these banks, even Silicon Valley Bank, that's complete BS that they all get a bailout. Sometimes I hear like people who are haters of rich people, and they're like, "Oh, rich people need to be taxed more. They need to, we should take more of their money or whatever, whatever the case is." To me, sometimes it sounds ridiculous. Like they worked harder than you, or they're doing something and you're not. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, even the very people who are like, we should tax the rich more, or they hate on the rich, but they're cool with everyone in Silicon Valley Bank getting their fully insuring the money they put in there. But the average person there has over $2 million. And to me, they shouldn't be fully insured. That bank shouldn't be fully insured. They should just cover the $250,000 for everyone. And if you put more money in there and you take a loss, well, that's your fault, because you need to learn the lesson to see what the hell your bank is doing. When you go ahead and fully cover big companies or banks for making these type of mistakes, all you're doing is you're incentivizing these big companies and these people to make the same mistake twice again, thinking they're just gonna the government is gonna cover them. And who ends up paying for it? The very, everyone, including the very broke ass people who hate rich people. But all of a sudden, everyone's, even the rich haters are like, they should get fully insured. I'm not even a rich hater. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I'm not a play hater. I try to participate, or I congratulate. But when you do this is how you're going to push up inflation. This is why Bitcoin and other things have gone up in price when really they should be going down in price. And all these prices these assets are inflated because the governments are backing the banks and their big clients, when in reality the government should just let them fail, and then these prices of Bitcoin and other assets will come down to reality. Because if you make a mistake, like if I made a mistake, I have to suffer through the mistake. But when these players make mistakes, the government just supports them and makes normal people like us pay for it. That's not what you call capitalism. That's crony capital. That's no different than communism. You go to China and the Chinese government just backs whoever they want, whoever they're in favor with, even when those people make mistakes. That's what communism does. This is just, to me, is bullshit that these banks and their multi-millionaire, like, let's say there was Roblox. Roblox had $150 million in Silicon Valley Bank. So Roblox is going to get all $150 million? No. They should just get that $250,000. The rest, if they take a hit, they take a hit. Roblox and all the other tech companies that were in there need to learn a lesson. And also then regular people like us will see that, and then we will double check on what's going on in our banks, and we will make sure and hold our banks accountable that they're doing the right thing, they're managing things properly to, earn our trust. But instead, you're just, it's like you let a kid eat everything wrong. He goes to the hospital. Doctor says you're going to get a heart attack. You have this and this type of problems. And, you're going to have to suffer for certain parts of your life because of these mistakes. Well, the kid's going to have to learn the mistake. But if you just fix everything, the kid's going to go back and eating the exact same way. It's not going to change. And there's things like this that really just makes wealthier people a lot more wealthy. Where they didn't even earn it. This time, the people who came out and pumped up all these prices, the multi-millionaires, tens of millionaires, 100 millionaires in Silicon Valley that got all their money fully refunded, they didn't earn it. They deserve to lose it, but they're gonna get free money that they didn't earn. And then even the rich haters, because they don't know any better about finance, is like, okay, yeah, let's do that. And what's going to happen is later, this is going to cause inflation. Like you see inflation in Bitcoin. You see inflation in other assets. These are inflated prices because that's where they're running to. They're not even putting it back in the banks. They're taking it out of the banks to put in other assets. And that's why these assets are overpriced. But anyway, that's life. That's how it works, That's why maybe one day I'll be rich and I'll just pull the same rich bullshit and the bank will just back me, or the government will back me because I'll just be a big donor to them. Who knows? But that's how it is. But the bank or the Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, none of them should be backing these dudes, these banks. And that's why we had this huge pump. And so, you know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. For me, when I see this sharp increase in prices, I don't think it's gonna last long. I do see a pullback, something in the news, someone's gonna say something. Jerome Powell will say something, something will happen, and you'll see a big dump. You'll see a dump. And that's a huge weekly candle. I'm not gonna lie, that candle looks strong and solid. But you did have this weekly candle. The previous candle, that's like a dragonfly doji stick candle in the weekly. So that's a reversal pattern candle. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised that you have such a strong candle in the next following week. But yeah, and technically, if it has such a strong candle after a weekly reverse, I imagine the following week might be another green candle on the weekly. But I do expect a pullback. So I don't know what would happen. I do expect this CME gap. Maybe it'll take months from now. I don't know, to be filled later. And that's it. Like I said, I did put an order in KuCoin. That's just because KuCoin's price action sucks so bad when all the other coins have moved up already. And I know KuCoin's a lagger, so maybe it could have a pump and I could get some action out of this, And that's it. I still have my buy orders in, and I'm just waiting because right now this is like at the end of all this. I don't see, to me, I don't want to jump into this. To me, it's like you buy into this. Now, remember, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do. I just tell you what I think will happen, what I'm doing sometimes, and I give you all reasons why, But this is the type of stuff that newbie investors or people just, FOMO in, and then weeks or months later, they just get smashed, and they're like, "What just happened?" This is the type of price movement that I when I see this, that's what I look at. All right, everyone, that's it. Gotta go. God bless all of you in Jesus Christ's name. Remember, I still think things will get worse before they get better. All right. You see it in the banks. It's not just happening in the U.S. It's happening in Europe. And I imagine it's gonna move over to Asia because it's a chain reaction. So, yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. But anyway, please take good care of yourself spiritually, mentally, physically. All right. Now is a great time to get spiritually right, to get to know Jesus, to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. It's going to be tough times. I know it's tough now. But I still think it's going to be tougher before it gets better. Anyway, all right, everyone. God bless and Copa.